Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 621 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Heidi, and I am so glad to be with you today. Thank you so much for always listening and working on being the best version of you, because I know that's why you're here, and that's how we change the world one little bit at a time, is by showing up as our best self, which encourages others to be their best self, and it just keeps on flowing. So thanks for showing up for the world by showing up for yourself. So I came across this little gem the other day that said, notice how when you're driving, the GPS never said you made a mistake. It always says recalculating route. So I was thinking maybe we could take something from that in this new year by embracing the detours and adjusting the course when needed and just keep moving forward one step at a time if we need to. I love that mindset. I think Scott Adams would call it a reframe, and it's a good one. Everyone be thinking about Scott Adams, by the way. He is not doing well. He is one of my favorite mentors and authors, and I listen to him just about every day at 9 o'clock on his Coffee with Scott Adams, but he is not going to be with us for very much longer. So maybe send a prayer his way. But I do think he would call it a reframe. And it really got me reflecting on how life throws us these unexpected curves all the time. And honestly, the more flexible we can be, the smoother everything feels. So those pivots, they're not the end of the world. They're just life happening. In fact, they can turn out to be the best thing ever, even if they may sting a little bit at first. It turns out adaptability is one of the key traits linked to long-term happiness and success. Did you know that? I feel like I knew that. I've read it several times, but I always like to remind myself of that, because studies show that people who roll with changes report that they have higher life satisfaction because it builds resilience, like mental muscle that gets stronger with every pivot or every life detour. Years ago, my dad and I were building houses together. That was such a fun time, but it was also really stressful sometimes too. I remember we had this one closing with this darling couple. They were so cute. And the inspector, we were supposed to be closing that week, and the inspector came in and he wanted a couple of small fixes, easy enough, no problem. We knocked them out, but it sort of pushed everything back. And both my dad and I had trips lined up for the next week. We didn't really foresee that there would be a problem closing this house because it had been kind of easy. But we couldn't just leave with the house not closed, and delays kept piling on. And suddenly it came to the point where one of us had to bail on our plans so that one of us would be there for the closing. Now, my mom and dad were scheduled to go on this awesome cruise, and I was headed to a Tony Robbins Date with Destiny seminar, which is only once a year, and switching it was going to cost me like $800. But I didn't want to ruin my mom and dad's vacation. So I was like, you guys go. I'll handle this. I will change mine to next year. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I was really disappointed, but it's okay. I mean, I'd been excited for that seminar all year, but it felt like the right thing to do. And as it turns out, it was the smartest move I ever made, because the next year at the seminar that I had rescheduled to is where I met my incredible husband, who has changed my life in so many ways. And we've been together 18 years. It's been amazing. So that little inconveniencing, disappointing pivot or detour, it literally led to the love of my life. So you see what I mean? Sometimes those recalculating routes or whatever, those are the universe giving you a nudge, maybe a gentle, maybe a gentle nudge, maybe it's a shove back onto the track that is truly meant for you. Now, I had no clue at the time, but trusting that instinct of what felt right to do changed everything for me. And it really all comes down to something I love to talk about, and it's something we all have, and that's our inner guidance system. It's like this built-in connection to something bigger and wiser that knows what is the best path for you. You can call it your gut, you can call it intuition, whatever you want to call it. The more you tune in and the more you follow it, the better life flows. Now, I'm not the only one saying this. Research completely backs this up. Listening to your intuition can boost decision-making confidence and even reduce stress, making you feel more in control overall. So, how do you get more in tune if it's got all the answers? How do you get more in tune with your inner guidance system? Well, I have one. Have you ever noticed how when you come back from a relaxing vacation, like while you're on vacation, you have all these ideas. Like when I get home, I'm gonna start eating healthy. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna take that new class. I'm gonna really move forward and try to, get that new promotion. I'm just gonna really be all the things. It's because in those quiet, chill moments, like lounging on the beach with the waves crashing, it's those moments when you finally quiet the noise enough to hear that inner guidance system, to hear your inner voice. And usually it's whispering something like, hey, it's time for a life change. It's time for a pivot. We have to do something here. And when we get those thoughts, those ideas, those nudges, we have to listen to them. So what has your gut been whispering to you lately that you've maybe brushed off? It could be something like, I got to drop these extra pounds, or I need to ease up on the drinking, or this relationship is killing me, or maybe it's just not serving me, or maybe the job stress is completely wearing you down. Ignore those soft hints at your own peril, because a lot of times the universe, if it's left up, the universe is going to drop a bigger wake-up call, like a health issue. Like maybe you end up in the hospital, or you have total burnout from all the stress from your job, or you have a health issue because of your weight. There's so many things that the universe is going to pop in. It's better to take that little gentle nudge of your inner guidance system. When we adapt well to life's shifts, we often have lower anxiety because we're not fighting the flow of life. We're sort of dancing with it. So in our case with the house, Dad and I learned the hard way, don't both ditch town during crunch time. Like don't both be planning to be out of town at the same time, especially when you have a house that may be closing. But that forced detour, the one where I had to cancel my plans and reschedule for the next year, it turned into this beautiful chapter for me. So whether it's a whisper or maybe it's a yell, recalculating isn't about screwing up. It's about heading towards something even better. My challenge for you this week is to pick one thing your gut's been nudging you about, whether it's big or it's small, and take a real step toward it. Maybe journal about it, talk it out with a family member or a friend, or just act on it right away. If you know you should be doing something or not doing something, now is the time. This is your sign. And if your gut is telling you something isn't right or that something is, you have to listen to it. And if your life takes an unexpected turn, try to roll with it. Often life's recalculating routes are the universe gently and sometimes not so gently guiding you back to the path that was meant for you. If this episode sparked something, share it with someone who may need it. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.